First of all, hi everyone. Welcome to
Hi there.
the USbecause podcast number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah, number 5.
Yes, number 5. You could tell them about the boxes behind us since you brought it up.
Yeah, so we're in the process of moving. Those of you that have been following us know that we've been in transition for quite a while. And I think we touched on this at the last podcast, but Jimmy's mom just recently passed away. And so we've been taking care of her here in her house, and she left us the greatest gift, and we inherited the home that Jimmy grew up in, actually. So we are moving, and it's a slow process.
It's a very slow process. Part of the reason why is because we have a house and it's full of stuff, and we have to clear some stuff out of this house to move our stuff here, and it's a challenge because our house is, well, we got a basement, we have a first floor, we have a second floor, and we have an attic. Here, this is a ranch-style home. So it's one floor, which is very nice, but we're going, hey, do you want to buy anything? We're going to be selling an awful lot of stuff because we have an awful lot of stuff to sell. Actually, I just sold one of my mom's rollators that she used for $20. And Dena found a receipt for it the other day. How much was it?
$165 and change.
$165 and change, brand new. But hey, that's okay. We found somebody who's going to be having ankle surgery, and I think that she's really going to make good use out of it. And we also sold a shower chair for $10.
Yeah, we have another rollator left.
We do have another rollator left, and we're going to sell that for $20. And so if you know anybody that needs a rollator is, it
has a seat.
It's a glorified walker.
Yeah.
It's a really cool walker. It's got brakes. It has a seat, so if you get tired, you can turn around and sit down, and it's really cool.
Yeah, and we also have 2 regular walkers.
We do.
So what, like
$1.50? I don't
know.
No. How much?
I would say like $10.
Say 5. I
All
would
right,
say
$5.
$5.
$5.
You can have them both for 10. How's that?
There you go.
Like
yeah.
you're going to need 2. But they're just like the regular walkers.
But we had 2 walkers, 2 rollators, 2 shower chairs. Oh my gosh, my mom.
We had.
I call her my mom. She was.
Which
a
is
mom
okay. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
So there was an awful lot of stuff. Just in that regards, we have 2 twin beds that.
Yeah, we have 2 twin beds that we're selling. They don't have headboards or anything or footboards. They're the twin frame, twin mattresses, and they were hardly ever slept on. So they're pretty much brand new. I mean, they're old in the sense that they've been here at the house for a very long time, but they were hardly ever used. So we have those, and we have a beautiful farmhouse pedestal table with 4 chairs that we're selling. We're selling a traditional style oval coffee table.
Yeah, but this isn't Marketplace or Yankee Trader, so
no, we're going to get into our podcast. Yeah,
we were just telling you about the boxes.
Yeah, okay.
That's how we got onto that.
Yeah.
So when last we met and talked to you, Bob Spack joined us. I'm still working on Zoom to try to figure out how to work it more efficiently, and also how to get more than 40 minutes out of it. I think you have to upgrade to premium.
Probably.
And you got to pay a bunch of money for it. I don't know how much money, so it's probably not that much, but more than we can afford unless you want to hit the tip jar down here, and then we can afford it. And I think it's $15 a month for that.
For the Zoom.
For the Zoom that we need, that will give us more than 40 minutes.
But for $3 a month.
Tell them about it, baby. What do they get for $3 a month?
For $3 a month or $5 a month, you can choose your level on our fan club page on Patreon. So we have podcasts and also live shows. I think our podcasts on our Patreon page are a little bit different than the podcasts that we're doing here. They're more like musical podcasts where we're actually sharing music that we've done. And then we're also going to be doing some live shows on our $5 rewards page where you'll see actual video of live performances and things like that. So you can support us there as well.
Please do. Yes, and with that being said, we'll pick up where we left off with Bob. One of the things Bob said in episode 4 was that when he first joined Sidewinder, and we're talking about Sidewinder now because that's what leads up to us, which is Dena and myself, is that when he first joined the band, his first job was at Viola's. That was going to be his first job.
Yeah.
And he basically had some heart problems. He had a 95% blockage of what is known as the widowmaker artery, right?
Yeah.
Artery, vein, whatever. And so when he went to the doctors, they admitted him immediately and strapped him on a gurney, and he tried to get up and say, no, I got to play this weekend. I got to play. I think he went in on a Thursday, and they did the surgery Friday. And Bob did everything he could to get out of the hospital and come and play. And it's like, Bob, no, you need to heal. Don't worry. It's like the gig is yours. We'll wait for you. Just take the time and get cozy with your wonderful, lovely wife. And we will, just never canceled a job before. Never canceled a job.
So we did the job.
Yeah, we did. 3-piece. And that's when we had Doug in the band.
Yeah, I don't think he was real happy about the fact that we did the job.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't real comfortable.
Only because he was uncomfortable since
going
we didn't...
3-piece. We didn't have a bass player.
Yeah, because we didn't have the bass player with us, which was Bob. And we had, we practice all the time. I mean, some bands don't practice, but we always do.
We practiced a lot.
Yeah, and so, we were just unrehearsed without Bob. So I guess he was just feeling a little comfortable. We all really were, to be honest with you.
But we did it.
We did it.
And people said that they didn't even notice a difference.
Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, sorry, Bob. People were just probably being kind.
Yeah,
you know how that goes. So
That's
anyway, we did Viola's without Bob. And then the following week, a week later, after having heart surgery, Bob does the Newcastle Moose.
That sounds like a movie.
And he kicked.
Bob does the Newcastle.
Bob does the Moose.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
And he did it well. Let me tell you, he did.
Bob, I wish you were on Zoom with us. You'd be cracking up with us too.
Yes, you would.
Bob does the Newcastle.
Bob does the Newcastle Moose.
It really sounds bad.
Well, that's the way it was. It was true.
Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. Because, excuse me for saying this, my mind just wandered when I said,
I'm afraid.
That sounded bad. It was leading to my mind being like dirty, like a dirty mind.
Well, of course, I know that.
And
I'm sure they probably do too.
That leads me to when we had Nicole in the band.
Oh my goodness. We didn't even talk about Nicole.
We have not even talked about that. Oh my gosh. We should interview her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should. Nicole's a wonderful, wonderful person. She would do anything in the world for us.
We love Nicole. And we're not talking about Nicole, our daughter, Nicole. This was a friend of ours.
We don't want to give her last name.
No. Where did we meet her? We met her at a gig.
I met her many years ago, and she started roadieing for me.
She loved Jimmy. Jimmy was her man.
And you were Steven's girl. My goodness, you know what? I can't even remember how far back it goes with Nicole. I really can't. She was with us for years, and she would drive to gigs, and she would help us out, and she would help carry equipment. And she was amazing. She would help me set my drums up.
Yeah, she was really helpful.
She was good. She would help with the lights. She would help with everything. And so anyway, we were at the Newcastle Moose. Newcastle Moose with Bob. Show went really, really well. And then after that, we did a lot of animal houses.
We did.
We did moose clubs. We did owls. We did eagles.
Bob does.
Bob does the eagles. Bob does the elks. Bob does the moose. Oh my.
Sorry, guys.
So anyway, after Newcastle Moose, where did we go from there? Do you remember?
Hard Rock? No.
Might have been the Hard Rock.
Yeah,
We played an awful lot of jobs. Bob was in the band for a year and a half, would you say?
quite a while. And then, we did the Hard Rock with Doug.
We
did the Hard Rock with David Cipriani and Doug, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how this went. Whenever...
Are we allowed to say last names?
Well, we kind of did mention a couple of last names a couple of times, but we probably shouldn't have. All I ask is, if you're going to sue us, let's go on Judge Judy, okay? That's my favorite show. I love it. It's better than the Three Stooges. No disrespect meant, Judge Judy, in case I ever appear before you. But anyway, I'm trying to think, was the first time must have been with Marty and Tommy, right? Should have kept a journal. Dena journals everything.
I do, but...
except our band. It's the only thing she doesn't journal. So we have no idea as far as the time frame. A little bit of an idea, but gosh, it's just like we've gone through so many members. Not that we wanted to, but it's just people come and people go for whatever reason. A lot of time they'll come into the band and we'll sit down and we'll do an interview and we'll talk to them and we'll say, what's your idea of being in a band? And they'll say, well, just want to have some fun, make a couple of bucks, and things like that, that nature. And then we'll say, well, how many nights do you want to play?
Oh, yeah.
And they'll say, we will play, or I will play, as many nights as you want to play. I'll play 5 nights a week. Mm-hmm. And then when we start booking the band 3 to 5 nights, they're like, what are you doing? You're killing me. They don't want to play 3 to 5 nights a week. So we ran into some problems because of that several times.
Yeah, we did.
Several times.
And it's, it's really not... There's no hard feelings or anything like that. It's just we get it. Not everyone's on the same page or same agenda with how they want to play music. Jimmy and I, quite a while ago, had full-time jobs, and we played music every weekend. Now we just play music.
When we had full-time jobs, we were still playing 2-3 times a week, plus practicing.
Yeah.
That's the thing, too. We still practiced even though we were playing 2, 3, 4, however many times a week that it was.
And honestly, everyone worked, so we had to practice at night.
And some of those jobs weren't down the road. We played in Erie, we played in Harrisburg, we played in West Virginia. We played in Chicago, Sears Center Arena, a lot of places. But getting back to the story here, Bob was in the band, and we did the Hard Rock 2 times. One time we did it with Doug, and our Dena's friend David. I don't even know how that came about.
Was Doug in the band when David was with us, or was David? I can't remember.
Doug. It was Doug, because I remember looking at the picture.
Okay.
Yeah, we have lots of pictures and videos, and it was
Doug and David, Bob,
you and me.
Okay.
Yes, but how did David even come into the picture?
I don't know. You always like keys.
I do like keys. I love keys. It was probably my idea.
Allergies.
I don't really remember. Yeah, mine too. It's killing me. You can probably tell with our voices. I don't really remember how it came about. I might have even asked him. I don't know. But a friend of ours who is a really good keyboard player, well, a friend of Dena's who is a really good keyboard player, we decided that we were going to use him at the Hard Rock, and he thought it would be a fun gig to do. So he said, "Yeah, I'll play." So he came in. I think it was 2 weeks before the job, and we started learning the songs. Sometimes he would bring songs to practice that we weren't even doing, like the heart songs that Bob mentioned.
Exciting though.
Yeah, that was exciting. It was exciting, and so anyway, he came, and again, different people have different personalities and things that they like to do. When we practice, we like to practice like we're performing.
Yeah.
And I remember, well, he's your buddy. Why don't you talk about him?
David said, what did he say? He said something like, he complimented the band, and he was like, the way you guys practice, he says, it's so wonderful and energetic. He says there's a lot of bands that don't even put this much effort and energy into their performance when they're actually playing out.
Yeah.
So that was a big compliment.
It was.
Yeah.
But the thing, one of the things with some of the people in the band is they smoked. And it's a non-smoking house because of the equipment, and Dena and I don't smoke. And some people just didn't really care for that. They would go outside and have their smokes, their cigarettes, or whatever it was that they smoked, and they would basically come back in and practice. But it got to the point with some of the people where they didn't want to practice at our house because we didn't smoke and we didn't permit them to smoke. Well,
yeah, so they had to go outside.
And so they had to go outside, and they didn't really care for that, especially when it was cold outside.
Yeah.
And that created problems in the band with some people.
But they understood. I mean,
they understood, and we understood.
People today are respectful that if you don't smoke, they're going to not smoke in your house.
Yes. But in some cases, they would rather practice at their house because they can smoke.
Right.
And again, it's not something that I want to do, because normally if you go into a smoker's house and you're going to be there for 4 hours.
That's difficult if you don't smoke.
And especially, I would imagine, if you're singing.
Yeah.
And you don't smoke.
It is.
So.
It is. It's very difficult if you are not a smoker and you go into a friend's house and they're smokers and they smoke in their home. If they smoke outside, this is a moot point.
Oh, yeah, it's not a big
But
deal.
if they are smokers and they smoke in their home and you go into their home, you come out smelling like you were just at a bar or a restaurant that allows smoking.
True story.
Yeah, and it's very uncomfortable. It's especially if you have allergy problems, which I do. You do.
And I do.
Yeah. So it makes it really difficult. Not just in practice, but even in friendships, when you're going to somebody's house.
It does. And most of the time, we know people who smoke. We have friends who smoke. And that's okay. If folks want to smoke, it's okay. It's just that we choose not to.
Right, that's their thing.
All right, so anyway, we were at the Newcastle Moose, and then the Hard Rock was coming up, and we played the Hard Rock with David and Doug, Bob, Dena, and myself. And we need to say that there was a band that played along with us, and they were the headliners at that point. We opened up for them. They were a band called The Chain. Yeah. Fleetwood Mac Tribute Band. Mm-hmm. And that was Jim Spears and Bill Duff and Sandy and oh gosh, I apologize.
Same thing last week. We were trying to think of it.
the memory just isn't what it used to be.
Yeah. And yet I can see their faces.
Yes, and wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. Wonderful people. They were so kind. They were so generous. They were just really, really nice people. Fun to play with. Fun to talk to. They let us use their equipment, so I didn't have to bring my drums or anything. Plus, it saved time in between. We would go on. We did about an hour and 15 minutes, and then they came on and they did an hour and 15 minutes with their Fleetwood Mac show. And I'll tell you what, they sounded just like Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
If you can go on YouTube, look up The Chain, and it's FMTB, Fleetwood Mac Tribute Band.
Yes.
Really good. Sadly, the drummer, Jim Spears, he died probably about 2 years ago, I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. About 2 years ago. And he was just the nicest, sweetest man. He was so kind and thoughtful and generous. And we played there with them twice and sold out both shows. It was a lot of fun. It really was. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun. And so the first time we played there, we played with that lineup. Was Earl running lights for us during that show?
Probably.
Or was it the next show?
I think he was with us both times.
We had a guy named Earl that was running lights for us.
All the stories.
We brought we brought our own lights in because the Hard Rock, they've got some spots and like they turn the lights on, and they have a sound man, and he concentrates on running sound, and they don't really have a light man. And so we talked to Jim and we talked to everybody in the chain and said, what would you guys think about us bringing our lights and our light man, and we'll take care of the cost? And they said, yeah, that'd be great, sure. So we brought Earl. And I remember we were doing a song, Sidewinder was playing, and I looked over stage right, and Earl was at this table that was about waist high, maybe a little bit higher. And he had all of his gear on the table, and his face was just lit up, pun intended, with the biggest smile on his face. I'm not going to say why, right? I shouldn't say why?
No, don't say why.
Don't say why. But it's one of those stories that you hear about musicians and bands and and people and some of the things they do on stage that the audience doesn't really know about.
We didn't either.
Well, not until after the show.
Until after.
First thing I said to him, I said, Earl, I looked over and you had the biggest smile on your face.
Here we thought he was happy because we were like in the pocket,
Yeah, we thought he was really enjoying the show and running lights. Well, there was another reason why. Maybe we'll tell that story on the podcast, on the
on the
Patreon.
exclusive. Yes.
I'll tell you what, we will do that. Well, we've got some stories that we can tell, but it's just...
We do, but they have to be exclusive content.
I don't know that we really want to embarrass people here. Not that he was embarrassed, because he was proud.
Yeah, he wasn't embarrassed.
He was not embarrassed in any way.
It's just that those are things that, like, leading up to... I mean, they might be guessing already, but... Stuff like that, stories like that are things that are probably, as we share them and you see our expressions about sharing them and stuff like that, would be more to the Patreon.
Yeah, who knows, maybe we could even get Earl, if we could track him down.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll get him to do a Zoom meeting or come in and do a show with us. Let us know, what do you think about us having some of the past members of Sidewinder?
Oh yeah, let us know.
On with us, rather than just hearing Dena and I talk all the time. We could bring in some of the other members if they'd be willing, some of the past members, and we could talk to them. Some of the conversations might not be nice, so maybe we better do it on Zoom. I don't know.
You mean Patreon?
No, I mean Zoom. I don't know that we should, if I would want them here.
Oh.
It could end up in who knows what. So go ahead, tell some of your stories.
Okay, so anyways, are we still on the Bob shows?
Yes.
Okay, so that was a really good show.
Yes, and then as things progressed, Bob told us he was going to leave the band.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know that I want to get into it. I would rather. I wish he maybe would have said something about it last week when he was on with us.
Right, so we could divulge that information on the Patreon page.
Well, we'll get him to divulge it.
Yeah.
So anyway, what would be the nicest way of saying why Bob left the band?
To keep his marriage?
There you go. Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times too, whenever you're in a band, you spend a lot of time away from your spouse,
right.
your significant other.
Which is why we're very blessed because we have us.
Yes, we are.
And, we're married to each other. So, we get to play together, which is fun.
It is. So Bob was with us for about a year and a half, I'm guessing.
The cat sitting on. Look, you can see her
if
ears.
you see an ear here, that's Zoe Beth. She's lying on Dena's lap. So Bob was with us, and I remember when he came to us, he said, "Look, I will."
Don't even think about it, Zoe Beth. Don't even think about it.
He said, "I'll finish out all the jobs you have booked." He said, "I just ask you one favor." He goes, "Jimmy," he said, "we've been friends a long time." And he said, "I do respect you and I respect Dena and everybody in the band." He said, "Do me one favor and send me out on a high note with a bang. Let's just do a big show somewhere to give me something good to remember Sidewinder by in leaving." Because he had a lot of good memories of the band.
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay, Bob, how about the Hard Rock?" And so I talked to Jim Spears. We worked out another date for the Hard Rock, and that was going to be Bob's last performance with the Sidewinder Band.
And this time we had Marty and Tommy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Was Stefan with us?
No, Bob was with us.
Oh, yeah, Bob was with us, yeah.
So we had, Tommy was another keyboard player. David left the band after 2 weeks. He came in, he did the Hard Rock show. He told Dena he had a lot of fun doing it, and then he left.
Yeah, he had kind of suggested that he was just going to do a couple shows anyways with us.
And that was fine.
Yeah.
Because we like keys.
Right.
And so Bob said, he just wanted to go out on a high note, and so we lined up the Hard Rock again. And that was a really, really good show.
That was a great show. There's lots of videos on that, you guys, on YouTube.
If you look...
Tom's
our friend,
bands list.
Yeah, Tom Messner is a very good friend of ours.
No, it's Tom Messner.
Tom Messner.
On YouTube, yeah.
Tom Messner came and he videotaped the entire show. And he has it up on his YouTube channel, which is Tom Messner. And really, he's got the whole thing. I don't think you could lay down there, Sally. You're going to try though, aren't you? So I got this going on. Live video. You have to love it, don't you? So anyway, it's on Tom Messner, Messner. Tom is a very good friend of ours. He's done a lot of photography, a lot of videos, and it came to a lot of shows. And I got to say that that was such a fun band.
It was
such a fun band, and we had some really good times. Now, I guess we probably should start moving on. We've spent like two episodes. This is episode 5, and we also did episode 4.
Yeah.
Talking about Bob.
Right.
Just incredible times. We played a lot of different places.
Just jumped off my lap into another area.
And so I think that after Bob left, we had to get some fill-in players for a while.
trying to remember. I mean, it was just... Is that... Did Stefan come back?
No.
I'm so
No.
Oh, no. We talked about that already. No, it wasn't Stefan.
No.
I can't remember.
Jack.
Jack. Yes, it was Jack.
Jack.
I love Jack.
Yes, Jack. Yeah, me too. Yeah, Jack. Jack
and
came
Marty.
into the band. Jack and Marty.
Tommy left.
Tommy was with us. He was still with us for a while because we played Cafe. No, well, Bob was with us there. Cafe Note is another one of our favorite places to play.
Yeah.
And we played outside. We played inside. A really cool restaurant. Excellent food. And yeah, Bob was with us when we did Cafe Note. And the owner is also a percussionist. And he had some congas. And so I got him to drag out his congas. And he came up and he played with us. And that video, I think, is on YouTube, too. We did a really cool rendition of... Well, yeah, we did the Oyo Como Va,
Evil Ways.
Carlos Santana, Evil Ways, and we also did... The one I'm thinking of, though, is Love the One You're With?
You mean where we did we incorporated the whole thing?
Jerry. Jerry came in.
Oh, I think it... Maybe Love the One You're With.
I think it was Love the One You're With. He came in and he just smoked on congas, man.
Yeah.
I wanted him to do a solo, but he wouldn't do it. We kind of went back and forth a little bit. And that was fun. And I think that's on YouTube, too. That is some of the stuff that we will get into on episode 6. But right now, because we talked about the boxes behind us, and we talked about the move, and we talked about what we have for sale, I think we're probably running well over 40 minutes.
Hey, this is us.
This is us.
Yeah.
Hope you like it. This is us. If you have any questions for us, feel free to... How can I ask us questions? You can email us.
You can leave a comment on the YouTube channel,
as
under
long
the
as
video.
it's nice.
Right, we don't want any...
Haters.
No haters. And we have all of our comments set that we get to approve them. So if you leave something rude, you won't see it. It's not going to be posted. So don't even think about it. You'll be blocked if it's rude.
They can email us. We have an email address.
Yeah, we have an email address. Which one did you want to use? Did you want to use the Gmail one or the one that you're managing? Hotmail?
I don't care.
Probably the Hotmail one because you manage that one.
Okay.
So that's, what is it, usbecause at hotmail.com?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's usbecause at hotmail.com. If you would like to send us a question, we will do our best to answer it.
Yeah, so you can leave a comment on the video. You can email us.
Subscribe. Hit that bell. I think it's over here.
Subscribe to... Are we finishing up?
Yep.
Okay. So, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. And please hit the little bell as well. It lets us know that you're enjoying our podcasts.
Ding, ding.
And our series, by the way. And share our videos with your friends, family, and followers whom you think might be interested in the content that we create. We'd appreciate that. We'll leave all the links below, including our tip jar, which is our paypal.me link, and our fan club page on Patreon.